Hello everyone, my name is Erzhuo. Today I will present my desk research titled Reclaiming the Home. This research focuses on urban young working adults aged 20 to 35. Specifically, I am exploring how they use music as an atmospheric bridge to transition out of the mental fatigue caused by post-work short-term video scrolling, and how this helps them settle into their offline lives. Let's start with the aims and the motivation. Young professionals often finish work mentally exhausted and use short-term video to unwind. However, stopping this scrolling leaves what we call attentional residue, the urge to keep scrolling and mental reply the content. Why is this important to experience-centered design? Traditional designs try to solve this by creating screen time limiters, which is a functional behavioral approach, but instead it's about meaning. My motivation is to understand how music acts as a secondary mirror that helps users reclaim their agency. It's not about forcing them to sleep, it's about using sound to create a meaningful boundary, helping them feel they have truly arrived home emotionally. To build this understanding, I contacted secondary desk research. I use databases like the ACM Digital Library and Google Scholar, with keywords such as liminality, technostress, and micro transitions. I downloaded over 30 academic papers and selected the 10 most relevant ones, alongside 5 distinct commercial products. Rather than just summarizing each source individually, I critically analyzed and synthesized the data into 3 core phenomenologic themes to better understand the holistic user experience. My first synopsis theme is the trap of digital exhaustion. Multiple studies on technostress, such as B's work on Zoom footage, show that continuous digital streaming severely drains on cognitive load. Furthermore, Fowler and Rolf's research on micro-transition highlights that switching from a digital feedback to reality is not instant. Users experience attentional residue. Their eyes have left the screen, but their minds are still suspended in the algorithm. Because their visual senses are overloaded, I found that an ordinary anchor is urgently needed to ground them back in the physical room. The second theme explores liminality and auditory bubble. The period right after scrolling is what L describes as a liminal space, an ambiguous, vulnerable zero-shoot between states. Urban young adults often live in small apartments. Research in soundscape ecology suggests they use music to construct an auditory bubble. According to Bill's research on atmosphere of stillness, there isn't just about listening to melodies. It's an architecture act. Music physically masks the noise of the city and physiologically blocks the chaos of the digital world, reconstructing a camped bedroom into a safe sanctuary. The final academic theme is about generative AI and reclaiming agency. Studies including recent research on generative music systems showed that certain continuous tempo can down-regulate the nervous system and stop mental reply. However, here's my ACD critique. Most of this research treats music purely and as a clinic invitation. The true value of our users isn't just lowering their heart rate. In short video feed, the user is a passive consumer. By actively choosing an ambient track to transition out of the feed, the user is taking back their subjective agency. creating their own mood rather than letting an algorithm detect it. Now let's look at the commercial efforts. I analyzed 5 different products. Apps that Endo and DED use generative sounds, but they are highly task-oriented. They force users to enter into either productivity or deep sleep, ignoring the basic unstructured, unwilling space. Lofi Girl on YouTube and Spotify sleep playlists provide great companionship, but they still rely on algorithms, meaning the user remains somewhat passive. The product that best aligns with ECD principle is Portal. It uses theoretical audio to transport users to physical environments like circulation highlands. It excels at placemaking, helping users escape their immediate content without forcing them into a specific behavior box. Based on these findings, I expected the next step is to conduct primary user research. Because ECD focuses on meaningful experience, I won't be asking users basic questions like what is your favorite gene? Instead, I plan to use semi-structured interviews and cultural probes, such as a post-scroll genre. I want to ask questions like, when you finally close the app at night, does the silence in your room make you feel relaxed or anxious? And do you use background audio as a ritual to signal that the day is officially over? This will guide us in designing a digital experience that truly supports a self-directed transition. Here are my academic references. And here are the commercial efforts I reviewed. Thank you for listening, and have a good day.